Chapter 5. The Judge at Dawn. At dusk on the west road they found only stones that felt like ears and a wind that counted. A dry voice traveled down the slope as if it had been waiting all day. "Morning is a direction," it said. "Come at first light. Bring no lies." They camped a little way off and slept the short sleep that wears shoes. First light slid along the ridge in thin sheets. Dew cracked softly underfoot. Riku trotted beside Toy, tail ticking a lazy metronome. "Reminder," Riku yawned. "Only birds and heroic idiots are awake for this." "We were invited," Toy said. The ridge rose gentle as a knuckle. Along its spine stood low, weather-dark stones, each carved with a neat ear shape. At the center lay an oval of sand so smooth it looked pressed with a warm hand. The same even voice arrived the way shade arrives at noon. "Step where your mouth can follow." Toy bowed toward the ring. "Good morning." "Cross," said the voice. "Speak a truth for each step. If your tongue trips, the ground will too." Riku gulped. "I'm going to be so honest it hurts." Toy breathed once and stepped onto the sand. "My name is Toy." The sand held. A neat print formed. "I'm looking for a lullaby that used to know me." Hold. "I'm glad Riku stayed." Hold. He hesitated, then chose a smaller edge. "Thunder makes me small." Riku hopped after him. "Mangoes beat cucumbers." "I am, objectively, handsome. And I stole sometimes because the world didn't seem to keep a place for me. I'm trying to stop." The sand steadied under them both. Wind settled, pleased. At the ledge's far edge, a black rock's shadow sharpened into a tall canine shape, ears blade-tipped. The shadow moved first, then the body followed. A great, black-furred, wolf-like figure padded into view, coat so dark it drank the light, eyes the color of old amber. Stillness hung around him like a precise tool. Riku made a sound that was half squeak, half bow. "Kuro," the creature said. "Origin holder of Anubis, keeper of measure, you brought the ear." Toy's fingers touched the small black charm at his throat. Kuro stepped close, considering it. "This was lent," he said. His teeth touched the thread, gentle as a promise, and he lifted the charm away. "A key for a door you have already opened, not a trinket to keep." He paused, then turned his amber gaze to Toy. "Listen. The lullaby you seek is older than courts and younger than grief. Prophecy names it, a song that hides and reveals in the same breath. That is what I know. Where it surfaces, when it chooses to be found, I cannot point. The world will choose its moments." Riku's tail stilled. "So the song's been walking without us." "It has been working," Kuro said. "Your task is not to claim it, but to meet it properly. You will not hunt verses with tools. You will meet them by chance and by destiny, at looms, at crossings, in rooms that weigh truth. I will walk with you and mark the times the road tries to speak." He stood beside Toy, not touching, but near enough that Toy felt the shape of his attention. "Measure this. Origin strain holders are the living shapes of old stories. We wear our legends as bodies, teeth, wings, fur, shell. Balance is our work. We can lend power, but only by resonance, never by purchase, never by threat." "Resonance?" Toy asked. "A shared measure," Kuro said. "If I lend, you become my vessel for a breath. You may feel a tug, subtle, like a held note. If the string feels wrong, refuse it. If it fits, the world grows a little clearer, not louder." Kuro's voice thinned, thoughtful. "Most cannot resonate. That isn't contempt. It's how the world is hung. In this age, I know of one who can carry us cleanly. He glanced at Toy. Your way of listening, hands, breath, scent, leans toward truth. Sight is the easiest sense to bribe. You were spared that bribe. Riku's tail flicked. Can he try a sliver, so he knows the tug before someone else yanks it? Kuro's ear tilted, almost amused. Borrow my breath, he said softly, only to hear a straight line from a crooked one. It came like cool water behind Toy's ribs, a second rhythm settling near his own, and then standing very still. The air around him seemed to tidy. Shadows edged themselves a fraction truer, distant sounds spaced out as if they respected one another more. No glow, no mask, only a quiet precision, here and gone. Toy touched his chest, thoughtful. I didn't like the tug, he admitted, and I liked how clear it felt. Both can be true, Kuro said. When resonance is full and clean, an aura may show, armor and mask shaped by the legend lending power. That is for later. For now, we practice the smallest, honest tug. He set the lessons down like stones. Hold. Keep your own measure even when another rhythm touches you. Know where you end and the legend begins. Lend. Allow a sliver to align only when the purpose is clean. Never to hurry, never to impress. Let go. Release before the string tries to write for you. Power that stays past its work becomes debt. Understand, if you would be a vessel and a bridge, learn why we became legends, what we guarded, what we lost, what we paid. Balance is not a trick, it is a cost we chose. Until you respect that cost, you cannot carry us safely. Riku winced. Sounds like homework. Not homework, Kuro said. History's in breath. He glanced toward the valley. There is one more thing stories do not tell. Some grew impatient with waiting for resonance. They steal fragments of origin and force them into people, needles, contracts, promises with hooks. Some obey because their families are held. Others step forward because they like the weight of power. They call it progress. We call them artificial strain holders. He added, voice even. They preach like a fellowship, denouncing the prophecy and claiming everyone should bear legends. When the world does not agree, they make it agree. They prefer interference to fights, delays, false turns, counterfeit clues placed just where you will find them. Toy's empty hand closed, then opened. So what do we do? We prepare, Kuro answered. We get stronger the right way. He faced Toy fully. Each morning, 3 breaths. 1 to name yourself, 1 to make room, 1 to close the door kindly. We'll practice a single heartbeat of resonance, then release. No aura yet. Riku, be his witness. If his voice won't come back when asked, say, stop, and he stops. Riku nodded. Field rules. I can do that. Kuro gave the smallest nod, stern, with the faintest tilt of bashful when praise touched him. Then plain and clear. 1 more field rule for your pocket. When the day is brightest and your mind feels crowded, step into your own shadow and speak your name twice. It is a breathing drill, not a trick. It steadies you. It reminds you of you. Toy tried the words under his breath, and the morning fit around them a little better. The ear stones seemed to settle. Prints in the sand showed the steps they'd spoken. Tidy, not grand, like promises measuring themselves. They stepped back from the ring. The day exhaled. Below the ridge, the world went on being itself. Above it, a judge in black kept pace with a boy and a monkey as the first lesson began. Not glory, not haste, only the steady work of making room for another rhythm without losing your own. Somewhere far and dark, a woman smiles as she looks at the distant horizon. In the beams above her, small things with borrowed eyes settle and listen. Through them she sees the boy walk and hears the road count. Her fingers trace the shape of a memory, two perfect circles that were once warm and hers to keep.
Closer.
She breathes as she starts to hum a lullaby.